ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Welcome to the Bhagavad Gita study. Now we shall chant one of the verses on the meditation of Bhagavad Gita. Om Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. As it is pointed out, today we are studying the second chapter, and the verses are the 12th verse and the 13th verse. We shall first chant the 12th verse, know the simple meaning and go to the deeper meaning of it. I will break that verse into smaller pieces so that it will be easy for you also to chant. If you have the books, you can chant the mantra. Om. All these verses are told by Lord Krishna, so it is Bhagavan Uvacha to Arjuna. Natvevaham jatu nasam Natvevaham jatu nasam Natvam neme janadipaha Natvam neme janadipaha Nachaiva na bhavishyamaha Nachaiva bhavishyamaha Sarve vayamatah param Sarve vayamatah param. The simple meaning of this verse: O Arjuna, nor I, nor you, nor any of these ruling princes was ever non-existent before, nor is it that we shall cease to be in the future. Bodies appear and disappear, but not so the real nature, the consciousness which is within us, the Atman, whichever is. Now, last time we had gone deeper into the meaning of the verse. Today there is a lot more to discuss. After the literal meaning, discussion of the literal meaning of the verse and other things which Lord Krishna is importing and telling it here, until unless we make it practical, we connect it into our life, then what is the use of studying Bhagavad Gita? So today we shall make the study, bringing it and making it practical for us. So now the important lesson by the discussion of this verse, the 12th verse of the second chapter, is we learn from Lord Krishna in this battle of life. There Arjuna is facing the real battle, the battle of Kurukshetra. But for us, it is the day-to-day life, the battle of the life. As Swami Vivekananda used to tell when somebody asked him, "What can you explain what is life?" Swami Vivekananda explained, life is a constant fight with nature, internal and external. So it's a constant fight. The moment we give up this fight, we die. That is death. So this life means fight, constant fight. So now in this battle of life, now presently we are facing the battle of how to battle with the coronavirus. So in this battle of life, so what is Lord Krishna telling us? What is the sadhana? What are we to do? So the spiritual sadhana, the spiritual discipline here is, it consists of shifting our identification from the perishable anatman. We discussed in the last class about this anatman, the body, the mind, the ego, then the consciousness principle and other things we discussed in the last class. So the shifting of our identification, we now identify with this body, with our mind, with our ego. So the shifting of this identification from the perishable, because it perishes, it gets destroyed, it will not be there, it goes on changing constantly, it is changing. So shifting our identification from this perishable anatman, that is the body, the mind, the ego complex, to the imperishable, permanent, the eternal Atman, the consciousness. The whole aim of spiritual sadhana is shifting my identification, that's your identification, from that perishable anatman, that is the body mind complex and this external world, the ego, to the imperishable Atman, the God who is present in you, the consciousness which is present in you. So, what is going to happen? What will happen if I do that? By that, we can overcome fear, anxiety, all the problems of our life, the sorrow, then the fear of death. Now, presently, the problem of coronavirus. And what do we gain? We gain eternal freedom, infinite bliss, infinite peace, infinite security. Therefore, what are we to immortalize now here? What are we immortalizing? Are we immortalizing the anatman, the body? Are we to immortalize our mind, our ego, this world around us? It cannot be immortalized. It has to get destroyed. So, at the same time, the reality, our Atman, need not be immortalized. Why? Then what are we doing? We are only, our false identification from this mortal body is shifted to your real nature, the immortal self. This is all the spiritual sadhana. And for this shift to take place, the scriptures are giving different methods. Do you know Swami Vivekananda gives a beautiful example of how we can shift that identification. He gives the example of a drop of water. Suppose the drop of water falling from the sky during the rain. If it falls into a small hole which is done by the hoof of a cow or a goat, so there the droplet is there, another cow or a hoof which comes and stamp on that, even a smaller thing can destroy the drop of water, isn't it? Because its identification is in that hoof of the cow or a sheep. Suppose that drop of water, instead of falling in the hoof, the hole of that hoof of the cow, it falls into a little bigger pond. Then its identification is increased in the pond. So now it cannot be easily destroyed as it would be destroyed in the hoof of that cow. So suppose it has not fallen into that pond. Now the drop of water falls into a bigger lake or a reservoir. Then its identification, the same drop of water, its identification is still vast. The same drop of water, now it goes and falls into a river. Then its identification is that big river, the whole river. You don't separate the drop of water from each drop of water from the river. It is just one river. The drop of water is identified. So now even a big elephant, a big boat, a big steamer also cannot disturb that river. It cannot destroy it. Now, if the same drop of water falls into the sea, then its identification is much bigger. Then it can carry large steamers, liners, so many things. Okay, now the same drop of water, if it falls into the ocean, mighty ocean, then it becomes one with the ocean, isn't it? Then nothing can destroy it. The ocean can destroy many other things. But the drop of water now, because of the identification with that ocean, is so vast and so big and so energetic. Likewise, if we identify with this impermanent, small, puny body, mind, ego, and this world, and this pleasurable objects, the sense objects, then you will be destroyed. You will be in pain. You have to go through the sorrows. But if you shift that identification from those puny things, smaller things, finite things, into the infinite, that is within you. It is not somewhere hiding outside. It is there within you. You are that, your real nature. It is your birthright. So if you shift that, then you will never be destroyed. You will have everything, all in infinity, joy, peace, security, everything. So another example to help you is, once when Swami Vivekananda was lecturing in some European country, maybe in England, one of the audience there stood up and told Swamiji, Swami, I don't believe in what you tell. You are telling all this Vedanta identification with the Atman, Parabrahma, Swarupa, you are that. It's not true. We are all this body. We are ego. We are the individuals. You are calling we are the Atman. We are infinite. You are hypnotizing us. Then Swami Vivekananda replied, no, you have been hypnotized to think that you are that small body, ego, mind, and all these sensual things, your senses. But in reality, I'm dehypnotizing you. So this process is the process of dehypnotization. We have to dehypnotize. So the scriptures are helping us to dehypnotize us. We have wrongly hypnotized ourselves to think that we are small, we are puny, we are little. So the scriptures, the Guru, now Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita through Arjuna is helping us, telling us the real nature of Atman. It's Atman is not something outside, it is we, our own real nature, he is telling us. So, and for this shift to take place, the scriptures are giving some methods. If we channelize our thinking along that method, it will be easier for us to claim that I am that Atman. I am that Atman. I'm one with that Atman. My identification, just like with the ocean, the drop of water with the ocean, and it became that big ocean. So how am I to do that? What is that scripture is telling us? There are so many methods. There are so many examples the scriptures gives. One of the special way, one of the special channels, it will be which will be easier for us to claim that you are that Atman, your real nature. One of the most powerful method of thinking is called the Drishya Viveka. You all know that Viveka means discrimination. You have that power of discrimination in you. You have to start using that. If you don't use that, you will lose it. Whatever you don't use, if you don't use your intelligence, if you don't use your Viveka, the power of discrimination, you will lose it. It is just like in the theory of evolution, there came another scientist called Lamarck. So the use and disuse theory of Lamarck is, you can see in the process of evolution, the animal lost so many organs which were not used. Gradually, they all became unmanifest. They lost it. So we have lost the capacity to move our ears. We have to use our hands. But the cows, the other animals have that capacity. Why? They need it. They are using it. The monkeys and other animals have the tails. We lost it. Why? Because there was no need for using it. So we have lost it. That's why if we don't use anything, we have, God has given us. That is the difference between the animals and us. We have been given that power of discrimination, viveka. the power of discrimination, Viveka Shakti. If we don't use it, then we are going to lose it. It will become dormant. So just like I'll just tell you a humorous story. There was one person who went to the doctor, especially the dentist doctor, and explained his problem to him. He told doctor, I have a very peculiar problem. What is your peculiar problem? That patient told, see doctor, all my teeth are gone. They've fallen. I have not even any of them. But see my hairs, they are yet dark black in color. They have not grown gray, and they've also not fallen. I'm not bald, full of hair on my head, but teeth are all gone. So what is the cause of this, doctor? Then the doctor replied, the dentist replied, whatever you use much, they become worn out. Whatever, just like the machinery, if you use it, they become worn out and fall. Otherwise, it will rust out. So now, because you have eaten too much, you are a glutton, you have eaten a lot, so all your teeth are gone. But you have not used your brain, the head. You have not thought, you are not thinking, you have not used your brain. So, oh, your head is still not bald and the hairs have not grown gray. If you use your brain, then the black, this thing will start turning gray. You have not used your brain, you have used only your mouth. So, likewise, if we don't use that power of discrimination, viveka, which the Lord has given us, it is in plenty, that energy is there. It's in three different ways you can call that. All that is discrimination. What is that? The power of discrimination, which is already there. And then if you start using that faculty, then it is called the faculty of discrimination, the act of discriminating. So that is viveka kriya, the act. Then out of that usage of that discriminative faculty in you, you get knowledge. You get a lot of knowledge. And that is viveka jnana. So all this is the viveka. So now use this viveka to do this. What is that special method? The scriptures have given most wonderful, powerful method of thinking. It's called drishya viveka. What is that? Whatever I am experiencing, I am not that. Why and how? Whatever I am experiencing, I am not that. Can you explain why? How? Because whatever I am experiencing is an object. You maybe know in English we tell subject and object. I am the subject and experience all these things, the computer, the clock, the phone and other things, stapler, the table. So they are the objects. I am the subject. So I am the subject of experience. I am experiencing an object of experience. So whatever the eyes see is not the eyes themselves. Our eyes see so many things, isn't it? It is one of the organ. The ears are different and it hears. That is also the object. It has been objectified. The nose smells, the tongue tastes, and the skin feels. So all that thing, they experience the objects. So now taking the example of the eyes, whatever the eye sees is not the eyes themselves. So these eyes of ours see everything in the creation, but the eyes do not and cannot see themselves. Is it clear? Can you understand this? From this, it's very clear the eyes are ever the seer, never the seen. Likewise, all the other organs, likewise, the mind. Therefore, the subject, that is we, the Atman, is always different from the object, the external things. So that is, see now gradually you're feeling, you can understand because you are using your discrimination now. The scriptures are helping to use our discrimination. That is called drishya viveka. If we see this, if we use this method of drishya viveka, this discrimination, this external world is an object of experience, coming and going, arriving and departing. Just like you can see the sky, the vast infinite sky is there, and the clouds of different colors and hues, different shape, they come and go. But the sky never changes. It is just a witness. It is always there. It is witnessing everything. The clouds come and go. Likewise, all these experiences of this world and everything, they are arriving and departing, coming and going. Therefore, I am not this world. Then what about my body, your body, yourself? The body is only, it is also something which I experience only in the waking state. You should know that we have three states of existence. What is that? The waking state in which we are here now. This is the waking state. Everyone is in that. So the next state is in the sleep. There are two states. One is the dreaming dream, and another is the deep sleep, isn't it? So the dreaming state, the deep sleep state. So now we are in the waking state. So during our waking state, all of us use this body. But during dream and deep sleep, where is the body? You are completely oblivious of your body. It is just like undressing your coat or hat and other dresses, suit and other headgears and other things while we go to sleep. While we come to the house and we go to rest, we undress all those things. Just like that, similarly, we are we are as if hooking our body to the hanger, the cloth hanger or the coat hanger. That is why you are not aware of your physical body. And not only that, no external physical universe is experienced. You will start experiencing your body and the physical universe only after waking up. We start using our body again, as if you're going out again. You will wear your coat, take it from the hanger, you have hooked it there, you'll take it and back using it. Just like when you wake up only, you are just using the body. Until then, body is not there. It is just used as a coat or some other dress, isn't it? So just to make you understand of just a humorous story, it may be a little indecent. Don't mind it, because story to drive the point, I'm going to tell that in India, the Ramayana and Mahabharata and other Harikatha goes on the whole night. So all the family, everybody goes there and sees that all the drama and the dance and that what you call the other Harikatha who narrates the story of Ramayana Mahabharata. So it will be the whole night. So they carry their bed, they carry their so many things. The family will be there. So people will be very eager to go and get a seat near the wall so that they can easily lean. It's just no chairs and other things. They have to sit on the ground. So if there's a pillar or if there is a wall, they will go reserve the seats and sit there and watch the whole night. So now one person has gone there. So he's leaning near the corner of the wall of a well or something. Then while watching Ramayana, eating pan and other things, so many things, because later on after 12 o'clock or 3 o'clock, as the Harikatha was going on, he has gone to sleep. So now where is the body? While in the sleep, you should see this thing. They are not aware of their beauty. They are not aware of their makeups and of their dress. They will be just like a dead body. This person has opened his mouth, opened the tongue, everything sleeping, leaning to the wall. Early in the morning, what is the work of the dog? The dog finds the corner to urinate. It is that natural place. It came and urinated. So it fell on his body, it fell into the mouth. He is not aware. See, if you have a body, would you not be aware? That person, everything, that dog has urinated, he doesn't know. Now he has come back in the morning, he woke up. So in that sleepy mode, he came back to the house, and the people of the house asked him, how was the Ramayana and Mahabharata or whatever the Harikatha? He told it was somewhat saltish, a little saltish. So that is a different story. It is a little indecent, but even then, I had to tell it to drive you the point that Body is not existence. When you go to sleep or deep sleep in the dream state, so it is only used only during the waking state. During our waking state, all of us use this body. But during dream and deep sleep, it is just like undressing the coat and suit and hat and other things, shoes. So while we go to sleep, similarly, we are as if hooking our body to the hanger. That is why you are not aware of your physical body. So also, no external physical universe. Waking up again, we start using our bodies, and you also are aware of the external universe. Then the question may arise, what about my mind then? He told, yes, body, we have just hanged it somewhere. We have hooked it somewhere. It is not there. Then what about our mind? Yeah. And our inner nature. We have our different world inside, the internal nature. We also use and experience our mind only during waking state and dream state. Our mind is active and we use that just like the body, we use it in the waking state. We also use our mind only during the waking state and the dream state. In dream, you will be using the mind. But I think after 12 o'clock or something, after some the dream is gone, you go to very deep sleep. You are not aware of anything. Then after you get up in the morning, if somebody asks you, how was it? Oh, so full of joy. I didn't know what happened. So you're not aware, but only you can feel the sense of joy. It was so nice. I had very deep sleep. So once I go to deep sleep, we do not use our mind too. That is the reason why there is no worry, there is no attachment, that is raga, there is no dvesha, hatred, there is no kama, there is no lust, there is no krodha, no anger. When you go to deep sleep, you don't have this. Everything is gone. No worry at all in the deep sleep. That's why we hanker to go to sleep. There is the only place you get real rest. And that is the real joy. Why? You'll come to know now. In fact, everybody is a liberated person in deep sleep. You know why? In deep sleep, all of us, irrespective of anybody, caste, color, creed, religion, nationality, or anything, all of us in our deep sleep, not in the dream state, in our deep sleep, we merge in ourself, God or Paramatma. Every one of us merge. That's why you get true joy, real joy, infinite joy. Whatever you get in realization of God, the Brahma Gnana, or the joy of realizing Atman, you get there in deep sleep. We have to go to that. Otherwise, if you don't sleep 2 or 3 days, you may get mad because that is the real joy you get out of it. So, all of us are in our deep sleep, merging in our own real nature, the self that is Atman in deep sleep. That's why you are not aware of anything. No hatred, no worries, no aversion, no lust, no anger. In fact, everybody is a liberated soul in deep sleep. That's why you can see in one of our scriptures, it is mentioned Nidra Samadhi Sthitihi. Deep sleep is as good as Samadhi, the highest state of yoga. Union with Parabrahma, Jivatman with Parabrahman is Samadhi, the union, highest state of yoga, Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So it is equated. Deep sleep is equated to that. Then why should we take all this effort of doing all this sadhana, drishya viveka, so much of headache? We have to think all this. We use our intelligence, use our viveka. Just go to deep sleep, then you get everything. You are a liberated soul. Why do we then do all these things? So one of the great saint called Swami Yatishwaranandaji Maharaj used to explain the difference between samadhi and deep sleep. Yes, both are the same because our scripture is telling it's the same thing. It is as good as that. Deep sleep, nidra, samadhi, sthiti, it is as good as that. Then what is the difference? You go to samadhi by hard self-effort and spiritual practice, by voluntary action, by the yoga, doing that spiritual, this thing, it is in your control. But in deep sleep, it is not in your control. You are going there involuntarily. And what is the other outcome? A person, the saint explains, a person, a fool, a ignorant person, going into nidra, the deep sleep, will come out as a fool or an ignorant person. Because that ignorance, ajnana, will come back again. The cover is there. You just hanged it. You will again come back with that. But in samadhi, a person with self effort, he removes that ignorance, then goes to samadhi. That is, he realizes itself. Then he comes out as a gnani, a wise man, a wisdom. So that's the difference. A person, a ignorant person, a fool going into deep sleep will come out as a fool or as an ignorant person. But a person who is going into samadhi will, he may be a fool, he may be an ignorant person, he comes out as a wise man, a man of wisdom. There it is voluntarily, here it is involuntary. So that's why, that is the difference. So every day you should know that every day we are merging in our real self, all of us in deep sleep. That is real joy you are getting. That is the real joy of Atman you are getting, and that is rest. That's why yogis or realized people, they need less rest. They don't want rest because they are voluntarily going into samadhi, that state of yoga and meditation. So they need less rest because whatever you are getting by deep sleep here, they are voluntarily getting it in samadhi. So we shall go forward to see what this drishya viveka. We will continue that. Once I go to deep sleep, we do not use our mind too. That is the reason why there is no worry, there is no attachment, there is no hatred, there is no lust, there is no anxiety, fear, or anger. In fact, everybody is a liberated person in deep sleep. That is why our scriptures called Nidra Samadhi Sthiti. In deep sleep, we all, irrespective of our differences, merge in our real self, that is Atman or Parabrahman. But the outer core of ignorance is still there. Okay, then we shall continue with this Drigdrishya Viveka. So, mind and its properties come back again after this deep sleep. And even they, what you call the mind and its property, they come and go. Body and its property, they come and go. The external world and its property, they come and go. We experience all of them, and therefore, I or we, you, are none of these things: the mind, body, the ego, the external world, the senses. We are not these things. Then who am I? Who are you? Who are all of us? Then who are we? We are the pure experiencer, conscious principle. We are the experiencer, conscious principle. It is this Atman, it is this conscious principle which Lord Krishna is talking about in this verse and in future in all the other verses in Sankhya Yoga, in some of the verses up to 25th verse. After that, a different this thing introduction to Karma Yoga, and after that we will see it is the Sthita Pragna Lakshana, the man of perfection starts. But now from here up to the 25th verse, it is the nature of Atman, it is the nature of our real self. That's why it's called Sankhya Yoga or Gnana Yoga. So it's very, very important. We have to know our real nature. We are now seeing who we really are. As I told you in the last discussion, we will, all of us in some different stages of our life, we get this question when we are in crisis, when we are in trouble, when we undergo so much of failures. Then who am I? Why have I come here? So now you're getting the answer who you are. You are that experience, conscious principle. You are that Atman which Krishna is talking about. And in these few verses of the second chapter, Krishna reveals some of the important features of Atman. What is Atman? Do not think Atman is something separate. It is you, it is me, it is my principle which is in me. The What are the different features then? The first feature, the first character, the first trait, or the first feature, the first one he reveals is that I am ever the subject. The Atman, the conscious principle in me, is always the subject, never an object of experience. In Sanskrit, it is called aprameya. So I'll repeat it again. What is that Krishna is telling about our own nature, our Atman? The first feature is I am ever the subject, never an object of experience. I am the subject always. So that is called in Sanskrit called aprameya. Means ever the experience, ever the experiencer, never the experienced object. Aprameya. Ever the experiencer, never the experienced object. You are that. All of us are that. That is our real nature. So to understand that, you should, I have to give you an example. What is that example? The example of a camera. How can that camera can be given as an example here? It is like the camera will take the picture of everything. It will take all the people who are there posing for the camera will be in that picture. But the camera itself will never be there in the picture. Even though it is not in the picture, you do not see it in the picture, do we require proof for the existence of the camera? Will you ask the proof for the existence of the camera because the camera is not in the picture? Think of it. Even though the camera is not in the picture, do we require the proof? Do we ask for the proof of the existence of the camera? You do not. Why? Because without the camera, the picture cannot be taken at all. Similarly, I see all these pictures of the external world and the internal mind, but one is missing in the picture. Who is that? I am that. That is the Atman, the conscious principle, the experiencer, the subject, ever subject. I am never in the picture, but I am ever existent. And therefore, I or Atman or conscious principle get the name Aprameya. In Sanskrit, Aprameya means immeasurable, unbounded, boundless, that which cannot be properly ascertained, which cannot be understood, inscrutable, unfathomable. It cannot be proved, so it cannot be demonstrated because it is the subject and you are that subject. You are not the body, you are not the external world, you are not the ego, you are not the individuality, you are that experiencer principle. So how beautiful. See, now you are knowing your real, it's expanding, mind is expanding. You're feeling so much of joy, isn't it? I don't know. The second feature that Lord Krishna talks about of your real nature, the Atman, is Nityaha. Atman is, or you are eternal. That's what this verse is telling. It is not that you never existed in the past or you will not exist in the future. You are always there. That is the Atman. Sometimes, then why can't I see? Sometimes it is in the Vyakta Rupa, that is in the manifested form. Sometimes Avyakta Rupam, it's unmanifest. Remember, when the hand, your hand is here, you see the hand. How do we see it? Through the light, with the help of the light, because of the reflection of the light. I see the hand, my body, or anything else because the light gets reflected and is in the manifest form because of the reflection. When the hand or our body or any object is not there, then too the light exists there. It is all pervading but can't be seen. Why? Because it can't be seen because it is not in the manifest form. There is no reflecting medium. But the light is still there, it is all pervading. Similarly, the Atman, you, also you are always there, irrespective of the external object, irrespective of the body, going and coming, dying or changing. The whole world is getting destroyed, you are still there. So, Atman or your real nature is Nityaha, eternal, always there. What is the third thing which the Lord is telling about your real nature? So you have to feel, you have to meditate this nature of yours. So beautiful. You are thinking you are always there. You are aprameya, boundless, unfathomable, everywhere. So now the third is nirvikaraha, changeless, doesn't change. The fourth feature of your own nature, that is the Atman, is Krishna talks about sarvagataha, means all pervading, everywhere. There is no place where it doesn't exist, which is everywhere. Now, I remember a story of one great saint. He was the avatar of Yama, the god of death. The saint name was Kanakadasa. He was from a lower caste. He had given up everything. He was the son of a chieftain. He was also ruling one small province. And he gave up all those things. He wanted to become the disciple of one great guru, Vyasaraya. He went there. He wanted to become the great devotee of Lord Narayana. He gave up everything, renounced, and went there. Because he was from the lower caste, all other disciples of this Vyasaraya, Vyasatirtha, would look down upon him. But the Guru knew how great, what was that feeling and devotion and realization of that saint, though he was from the low caste. So he used to respect him, or he used to look after him with great care and love. But the other disciples were jealous of him, and they used to look down upon him. So to teach them a lesson, to show them how great that Kanakadasa, that saint, was. So this Guru Vyasatirtha gave a test to them. What was that test? After Ekadashi, they have to fast on Ekadashi. That is the in India you can see they fast. The Guru told them during Dwadashi you have to break your fast by eating the prasad of the Lord. So he gave them banana, one banana, the offer to the Lord to break their fasting of the Ekadashi on the day, next day, that is the Dwadashi. But he put a condition. You should eat that prasad or banana going to a place where nobody will notice you. Nobody should look at you. Nobody should see that you are eating that prasad or banana. So people took it literally. They went and ate that prasada, ate that banana and came back. So the Guru asked, where did you eat? How did you eat? All started narrating beautiful stories. One told, I hid behind the door, I ate it. Then another told, I covered myself in the blanket and ate the banana. Another told, I went and dipped into the water, into the pond or the reservoir, and then I ate the banana inside the water. Like that, all narrated wonderful stories, funny stories. But here was this great saint Kanakadasa, had not taken that prasada, he had not eaten it, it is there in the hand. Holding it, he was there. The Guru asked him, why didn't you take it? It was prasada. The banana was the prasada of the Lord. Why didn't you take it? Sir, Master, you had put a condition that I should eat that in a place where nobody should notice it, nobody should look at that. But wherever I went, I could see the Lord exists. There is no place where the Lord doesn't exist. So I couldn't eat that banana anywhere. Because can you find a place where the Lord doesn't exist? Where the Atman doesn't exist? So that is called all pervading. So he had that knowledge, all pervasiveness of the Lord. That saint, though he was from the lower caste, how vast was his knowledge. So we all have to have that knowledge. Then only we become the great saints. Then we can become perfect. Otherwise, we'll be like the other students of that guru, hiding here and there and eating and doing, enjoying this world. So the Lord, another feature of your Atman, your nature is Sarvagataha, means all pervading, which is everywhere. All pervading means that which does not have boundaries, spatial boundaries. Again, remember the example of the light. There is boundary limitation for the hand, the body, and other objects, any other object. But the light goes beyond boundaries. It's everywhere. The light is everywhere, isn't it? The light is just given as an example. It is not the Atman, just like the light, just to give an example. But Atman is something much, much beyond and higher than that light principle too. Therefore, Sarvagata, Sarvavyapi, all pervasive, Sarvavyapi, everywhere. Then the next two features to be taken together, and which is one of the most important features, which Lord Krishna again and again repeats in Bhagavad Gita. Repeatedly, he emphasizes that because that is the main thing which we get into this world. We get connected to the world and get into trouble. All that we do. Many people ask, why do we get sin? Why do we commit sin? Where did we start from? All those things. So now here is the two features which will help us, which can overcome, which is very important. And Krishna emphasizes all through Bhagavad Gita repeatedly. What is that? What is the feature of Atman which will help us? Atman, or you, your real nature is Akarta. That's one of the great principles. Akarta, it's not the doer. It doesn't have the sense of agency, sense of doership. It is not the doer. Sense of action doesn't do anything. And another thing is that they are together. Then another thing is Akarta, Abhokta. Bhokta means enjoyer. Doesn't enjoy anything. So it is that the exact word in English is sense of enjoyership. That is sense of doership or sense of agency. Here it is sense of enjoyership. So repeatedly Krishna emphasizes this. Akarta and abhokta. Akarta means no sense of agency. It does not do any action. No sense of doership. Like we feel. What do we feel always? I am the doer. I do things. I am the owner. This belongs to me. If I am not there, the children, the wife or the husband or the father or mother, relatives, company cannot survive without me. I am the doer. If I am not there, I am indispensable. Without me, this world doesn't survive. The company cannot survive. So ego makes us feel or think that all are dependent upon me. The whole world without me doesn't exist. So because you get that sense due to that ego, false ego, that you are the doer. That's called sense of agency. This is what we have to give up. Krishna tells, emphasizes that again and again, because Atman, your real nature is not that. Then what happens if you give this up? Yeah, now we'll see that. Then you become Abhokta, which is your real nature. What is that? Abhokta. So all this feeling arises of due to that sense of agency. Karta, I am the doer. So now let us see how we can overcome this great trouble or get into that higher mode. What is that? Akarta, not the doer of action. So we have to give some more examples to understand this. Ramana Maharshi used to give a beautiful example. to make us understand this. You know, in India, there will be in the temple, around the temple, you see big towers, gopurams, they are called gopurams. Sometimes the towers on all the four sides of the temple, the sanctum sanctorum will be in the center. There will be big 7 story, 10 story, big gopurams all round. So you can see while you go round that big gopurams or towers on all the four sides, there will be very strong people, very strong, able bodied people, as if it looks as if they're carrying the whole structure on their shoulders. They will be holding like this, just like Hanuman is holding that huge Parvata or that mountain, Sanjeevani Parvata. Like that, you will feel that those four people on the four corners of that tower, the building construction will be done in such a way that they'll be holding the tower, that 7 storied or 10 storied building, the whole building on their shoulders. And the facial expression also looks like as if the whole weight is on their shoulders. The facial expression and the way the body pose, the body language, everything looks, if you see that, you will enjoy it. So, as if they are carrying. Ramana Maharshi tells in reality, it is the foundation which is carrying the load of that 7 storied building. But these images show pose, give a facial expression as if they are carrying. Likewise, it is the nature which is doing all the work here, taking up all the responsibility. Everything is taken up, done by the nature, Prakriti. But we think we are doing everything. I am the doer. I am the doer. Without me, nothing will survive. I am that. I am this. Everything is mine. Without me, the children, the father, mother, the family cannot survive. I am the doer. So, by that example, Ramana Maharshi makes it clear that how we to feel unnecessarily in reality, we are not the doers. It is the Prakriti, it's the nature. Ramakrishna also gives a beautiful example to drive this point still deeper into your mind. What is that? Every day you cook, you boil the vegetables, you keep it in the vessel on the oven. So then you put a lot of different vegetables. It may be moringa pieces, it may be potato piece, it may be carrot, it may be so many other vegetables. So when the heat, fire starts giving more heat and the water that starts moving up and down due to convection. So then you see the moringa comes up, then the carrot comes up, then all that aloo, the potato comes up, like that. All the vegetables will tell that I am great, I am doing, I am coming up. They come up and down. Ramakrishna gives this example. So going up and down, they're telling, I am the doer, I am the doer. Everybody will be thinking that I am great, I am great, I am doing that. So until the fire is there below, all the things will be feeling the vegetables as if it has got life. They will be feeling, they will be coming up and down, telling that I am the doer, I am the doer. Once the fire is removed from the bottom, then they all settle down as if nothing. So it is a fire which is making them. Likewise, so the Prakriti is doing, we have that sense of agency. So that sense of agency, akarta, but this Atman is untouched, doesn't do any action. Your real nature is that. So Atman doesn't do any action. Therefore, it does not reap any result. So what is the result of that? Since the Atman is not doing any action, it doesn't reap any result. So when you do any action, then you get either papa if it is good. If it is good, it will be punya. If it is bad, it is papa. So you get virtue or vices or the bad result of the bad work. You get that if you identify with that work, the sense of agency. So Atman doesn't have even the enjoyership, because it doesn't have the doership. There is no enjoyment. What do we enjoy? Either bad result or good result. Neither of it is harming or troubling the Atman. That is you. So no worry, no disease, nothing you have. You feel because of your sense of agency, because of the doership, because of the kartaship sense of agency, you are getting into trouble. The papa, punya, all those things. In reality, nothing touches you. So identify, shift your identity from the body, from that doership sense, ego, because it's the ego which is doing all those things. So if you change your identification from this ego body mind complex to the Atman, then all these disease and other things will not touch you. It is exactly like the hand may do some action. It may touch a dirty thing, a dirty object, and because of the touching action, the hand may become dirty. Better example, because touching action makes the hand karta. When it becomes dirty, it is bhokta. It is the enjoyer. Karta means doya. Even as the hand, as a karta, let us think it has touched the knife. So what will it enjoy now? Bhokta. It will get the cut and the pain will be there. So as the karta, as the doya, the hand touches the knife and it gets the enjoyment is the sense of enjoyer. It is now reaping the result of cut and the pain is there. So when you are not the karta, you don't have the sense of action, then where is the question of reaping the result? Then there will be no pain, no disease, no suffering, no sorrow. So that is the speciality of your real nature, that is Atman. So now we will go forward to see the other beautiful nature of Atma Swarupa, our real nature. If the hand touches a blade, it is karta, that is the doya, and for touching that, what is the phalam? What is the result? The fingers are cut. Hand has become the doya, the sense of agency, and now hand is the bhokta, the sufferer. It has cut. So thus your real nature is aprameyaha, nityaha, eternal. Aprameyam is boundless, fathomless. Nirvikaraha, changeless. Your real nature is sarvagataha, all pervasive. Akarta, don't have the sense of agency or action. You are not the doer. Abhokta, so in as a result you don't have any pain or misery, so you don't enjoy either good or bad. So it is ever the experiencer, your Atman, or you are ever the experiencer, never the experienced. It is eternal, it is changeless. You are all pervading. You are not the doer, you are not the enjoyer. It is the essence of Atma Vidya presented between the 12th and the 25th verse. In fact, Gita starts with this toughest topic, that is Gnana Marga. If anybody enters this topic, they will say, oh, it is very tough. But that is the reality. Reality, truth is always a little tough, you see. But once you go into that, then you will enjoy it. So the Atma Vidya, the nature of Atman, will be repeated again and again in the later chapters by Sri Krishna. And through this argument, what Krishna conveys is, Arjuna, therefore, you are not killing anybody. You are not killing Bhishma, the Atman who is Bhishma, the Atma who is Drona. Therefore, Bhishma is not killed, Drona is not killed, and therefore, why do you worry about death of Bhishma, death of Drona, etc.? Because none of them are killed. Not only Bhishma and Drona are not killed, you are not the killer too. Because Arjuna, the Atma is Akarta, therefore cannot be killed anyone, and neither can it kill anyone. What is the conclusion? Arjuna, the Atman is not a killer. Bhishma, the Atma is not killed. Therefore, why are you worrying, grieving, crying? This is the argument, the philosophical argument from the higher state. But when we hear this argument, we will get disturbed. This seems to be very, very convenient argument for the criminals, for the conman. Every criminal who kills people, he can go to the court and argue that Bhagavad Gita Krishna is told like this. So I am not the killer. He is not the killed. Therefore, why do you punish me? Now, because of this, that's at the higher philosophical angle he is told. Now he comes down to the next level, which is the practical level. Krishna goes from philosophical to ethical angle. That Arjuna, not only from philosophical angle I am talking about this, from ethical angle too, you need not worry, you need not grieve, because normally killing is himsa. it is not good and papam, sinful. You should worry about other people. But in this case, you are not hurting for hurting's sake, for your selfishness. Your aim is righteousness, for the stapana, establishment of dharma. So you are doing it for the righteous act, as an righteous act, to establish righteousness. Exactly like a judge giving capital punishment to a criminal. Should a judge worry about that? No. I have incurred a sin by giving the punishment to the killer or the very bad criminal. In fact, for giving that punishment, judge is only appreciated. He has done the right thing. Therefore, from ethical angle too, you can go ahead and then fight, kill the bad people. From worldly angle too. So this is the argument here. Krishna is trying to convince you, do your duty. Now, with one last example, I'll conclude because time is up. So, how you are akarta or abhokta, it doesn't touch you if you do it as a duty. If you do it from the angle of righteousness, the sin or the this thing will not touch you. I'll just give you an example of a blind man. You may be all knowing if you have read the books called Many Mansions. It was an American author. Rather, he was not an author. He was a clergy man, a priest, a Protestant priest. He had got some special power whereby he used to go to trance. In the trance, he would be sleeping. In the trance, he used to tell if anybody people come there about their past, future, and what happened, all the things he used to tell. As a Christian clergy, in Christianity, they don't believe in afterlife and other things. This is the only life, then the doomsday, the judgment day, and other things. They don't believe in other lives. So now this Edgar Casey in that trance used to tell so many things about so many lives of other people when they used to come and ask what was the, why did I get this, why that was that and this. So once he was in this trance, in that Many Mansions, you can see this example. One blind man came and asked him, why am I born blind? What happened to me? So the that person, the Edgar Casey who was there in trance, he told, yeah, in something like last 6 lives back, you were a hangman or the man who punishes the criminals in the court of the king. So that the in the court of the king there will be some people who will do that work of hanging or doing that punishment, act of punishment. So you were that person. So the king used to order, then you used to gouge the eyes, remove the eyes of the enemies of the king, whoever the king used to sentence them to that punishment. So gouging with that hot iron rod, red hot iron rod, he used to gouge that eyes or remove that eyes. That was your work. So because of that work in the last 6 life behind, you were that person who used to give the punishment to the people who the king used to tell. So because of that, you have lost, you are born blind in this life. Now he asks a very pertinent question. The blind told, I am born blind, so I have not committed any sins now in this life. But if I used to do that as a duty, as my work, because the king has ordered, I was just there as a worker. So the sin should go to the king. Why should I get that? Then the reply is very beautiful. Yes, if you had done that duty of removing the eyes when the king told as a duty, just as a duty, you would have not incurred the sin and you would have not lost your eyes. But you used to enjoy the pain of the people, victims whom used to remove the eyes. So that is called sadism, finding joy in the pain of others. Because you used to enjoy the pain of the people whom used to remove the eyes. So you were involved, the doership is there. If you do that just as a duty, just like the military man goes to the battlefront because the commander has told him he will go there, do that. He kills 100 people, 100 enemies, 100 bad people. Then he's given gallantry awards. He's done a crime. He has killed people, but he's given gallantry awards. Why? Because sacrificing his life. He has just obeyed the commander's orders. He has gone there and done as a duty to the country. So he's awarded. But if the same person goes to his neighbor's house and for the sake of his selfish fight or quarrel of the property, if he kills with the same gun, then he will be put to the jail. Why? Because it was selfish. So he's identified it is karta, sense of agency, and bhokta is there. That's why he is to suffer. So that's very, very important. So work is neither good nor bad. It becomes good or bad because of selfishness and unselfishness. When you become the karta and the bhokta, then only you have to suffer. Sense of agency and sense of uh, experiencing that, the enjoyer. So these two things are again and again repeatedly told, emphasized in Bhagavad Gita later on this thing. So I took so much time to explain it. So we will see the further explanation of the 12th chapter and also the 13th chapter in the next class, because this is very important thing. We have to understand what our real nature is. So I'm taking more time to make it more practical, bring it to our day-to-day life, how we can do that discrimination and find our shift our identity with our Atman from this ephemeral world. So I'm taking more time to explain it so that will be very beneficial for us. So we will end the study of this Bhagavad Gita for today. So we will again meet, if God wills, the next Saturday. We will try to continue our study of this 12th and 13th chapter. Sorry, the 12th and 13th verse of the second chapter. And Wednesday, it will be again study of Bhagavad Gita at the same time on Wednesday, next Wednesday. But that will be a different uh, verse. That's the second chapter, 56th verse. So on Tuesday, there will be the study of Viveka Chudamani at the same time. So all are welcome to the study. Today, now we will end this class with another verse of the meditation of Bhagavad Gita. Om Mukam karoti vachalam Pangum langhayate girim Yatkrupatamaham vande Paramanandamadhavam. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.